I'm going to ask Mr. Perez to lead us in the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, we can have everyone please stand. Heavenly Father, thank you for the many blessings we have received. We come before you today to give you honor and praise. As we observe National Crime Victims' Rights Week, let us pray for all those affected by crime. We pray for justice, healing, reparation, and reconciliation. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
I will call for item number 1 under the presentation. Chief Dominguez, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council. Here before you today with our Public Safety Director, Mr. Cesar Torres, Amy Tejerina, with the city, our Events Coordinator, Mr. Robert Rodriguez, brand new appointed Sergeant today. Congratulations, Robert. Our Cops Office, and Isela Marin, our Crime Victims Liaison for the Mission Police Department. Today, we're here in honor of National Crime Rights Victims Week and the proclamation which reads as follows. Whereas in 1982, President Ronald Reagan's Task Force on Victims of Crime envisioned a nation commitment to a more equitable and supportive response to victims. The 2022 theme is rights, access, equity for all victims, which underscores the importance of helping crime survivors find their justice by enforcing victims' rights, expanding access to services, and ensuring equity and inclusion for all. And whereas this week celebrates the energy, perseverance, and commitment that launched the victims' rights movement, inspired its progress, and continues to advance the cause justice for crime victims. And whereas crime can have a lasting impact on any person, and incorporating existing experts and trusted sources of support into efforts to fully serve survivors will develop a criminal justice system response that is accessible and appropriate for all victims. And whereas with the unwavering support of their communities, the victim service providers, survivors will be empowered to face their emotions without fear of judgment. And whereas engaging a broader array of healthcare providers, community leaders, faith organizations, educators, businesses can provide new links between victim services that improve their safety, healing, and access to justice. And whereas honoring the rights of victims and working to meet their individual needs rebuilds their trust in the criminal justice system and social service systems. And whereas National Crime Victims' Rights Week provides an opportunity to recommit to ensuring that all victims of crime, especially those in hard-to-reach communities, are offered culturally and linguistically accessible and appropriate services in the aftermath of crime. Whereas the City of Mission is hereby dedicated to strengthening victims and survivors in the aftermath of crime, building resilience in our communities and our victim responders, and working for a better future for all victims and survivors. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the City Council of Mission, on behalf of the citizens of Mission, do hereby proclaim the week of April 24th through the 30th, 2022, as Crime Victims' Rights Week, and reaffirms Mission's commitment to creating new victim services and criminal justice response that assist all victims of crime during Crime Victims' Rights Week and throughout the year. Proclaim on this the 25th day of April, 2022.
Do I hear a motion to approve? We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. This proclamation is approved 4-0. Chief?
Mayor, and I just wanted to invite you and the public to our annual event that we have at the Police Department this Wednesday, April the 27th at 6 o'clock. We'll have the walk that we usually have around up to First Street and back, and then we'll have a presentation. And I would like Mrs. Stella Marin to say a few words on behalf of crime victims.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council. So since 1981, National Crime Victims' Rights Week has challenged the nation to confront and remove barriers to achieving justice for all victims of the crime. During this special week, we celebrate the accomplishments of the victims' rights movement and reflect on how far we have come. Every April, the Office of the Victims' Crime leads communities throughout the country in their annual observances of National Crime Victims' Rights Week. This year, this theme underscores the importance of helping crime survivors. So this event that we are preparing for the community and for the victims' families is an enforcing, expanding and ensuring the equity for all victims. So let us all help crime survivors find their justice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling for presentation number 2, Ms. Enriquez, you have the floor, ma'am.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So in our business development programming for the Chamber, tomorrow we will be hosting a webinar on e-commerce roadmap, getting your business online. So we do invite any of our members and future members to join us for that workshop. Thursday, we do have a lunch and learn taking place at the Seed Building, and it's on customer service, and it's going to be held by Chick-fil-A. It's very popular, so we're really excited about this one. It's probably going to be a repeat. And then we're also that day, the HR process webinar is taking place by our partners over at SBDC. Next Friday is our golf tournament. There is still time to secure teams. The benefits of the golf tournament will be, the beneficiaries will be Mission CISD. So we do invite anybody to join us for a fun day in the golf field. On May 12th, we do have a ribbon cutting with South Texas Careers Academy, and we are putting together a member business mixer for the month of May, so stay tuned for that. And of course, the Merit Project is now accepting applications for the 3rd cohort, so any businesses who want to improve their current business practices are invited to come and join us. We have about 20 spots. So, and because of our merit project that we have, the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley College of Business is recognizing the Mission Chamber for our community engagement contributions. So that's something exciting to looking forward to. That's all we have for this evening.
Thank you, Ms. Enriquez. Any question by the council on for the Mission Greater Chamber of Commerce? No question. No question. Okay, thank you, Ms. Enriquez. On for presentation number 3, citizens participation. Ms. Carrillo, is anybody signed up?
Yes, Mayor, we have Mr. Amador Riquenes.
Mr. Amador Requenes, please approach the podium at this time. You have 2 minutes, name and address for the record. And please let us know what you.
We were the team that you helped get those speed bumps, so we want to thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
It has slowed traffic down.
Yes.
It seems like those high-performance vehicles are going to get their trucks scratched on the way, so we haven't seen too many of those. We have seen a couple more speed between the park and the next speed bump. Maybe we can have one more where the concentration of the kids are. We would like 2, but maybe we can have one more.
Okay.
From the park to where the first speed bump is where all the kids are concentrated.
We'll let the city manager note it down and the chief also note it down and they'll come back with it.
And thank you to helping us.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And also can I'd like to say a few words. Like City of Mission have been providing us, like with all the utilities for the past 52 years since we started the business. I received a letter, which was from Palmview about a year and a half ago, that they were taking me in, that I didn't want to be, like, I rather belong to Mission because of all the utilities and everything that Mission has done for us. We're on the, like on the ETJ, I don't know why they took us in because we're just across the road, So maybe y'all can start looking into that. I rather belong to Mission. I have had up to 76 employees working for me. And I have done a lot of little jobs here in the valley, including we just finished up like in Hawaii. So I prefer to belong to Mission.
Congratulations on Hawaii,
Mission has more to offer.
Yes. Mr. Requenes, tomorrow, if you have a chance, you can make contact with our city manager. And the city manager will show you the process. We do have a process called voluntary annexation.
We want to take it back
You
from
know.
the canal this way.
We can make decisions today. This is citizens participation, but set a meeting tomorrow with the city manager. And he'll discuss all the options with and with the city man, with the city attorney.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
yes, you're welcome. The second one that signed up,
We have Mr. Jim Barnes.
Mr. Jim Barnes, your name and address for the record, and you have 2 minutes, sir.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Thursday's Monitor has an article on the 3 candidates for place 3 seat on Mission City Council. In addition to the 2 listed on the sample ballot that I downloaded, Javi Ramon and Abel Flores, the Monitor named the 3rd candidate a write-in as Joe Vargas. The article included the fact that he was co-owner of TLC Pharmacy and Medical Equipment. Mission City Council webpage lists the present members of the City Council, including the present holder of place 4, who was not up for re-election as Joe Alberto Vela. Mr. Vela also listed his first pharmacy as TLC Pharmacy and Medical Equipment in Mission. Why would we want 2 business partners on City Council at the same time? And incidentally, they would sit right next to each other in 3 and 4. If this is not against the City Council, it should be. Who in their right mind would think that this would be good for Mission? These 2 might be fine, but I would like to remove all doubt. We have enough issues with fraud in the west part of the county. We deserve better without any hint of impropriety. It's setting a bad precedence. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes. The third one, and
Yes, Mayor, we have Irma Flores Lopez.
Ms. Flores wrote the podium at this time, name and address for the record, and you have 2 minutes.
Irma Flores Lopez, 1201 Carolina Mission. Good afternoon. As you can see, I brought my prop again. I presented it last August as the elephant in the room that I still haven't seen addressed by the city. Yet in every agenda, or most of the agendas for special meetings or regular meetings of PSI or energy savings contract, I saw that the language has changed probably because of liability. I just want to hear no comment from the city. I think you owe it to us. That's my opinion. And that's why I brought it, because the elephant in the room is still the elephant in the room. Next month is Memorial Day. We might have a new mayor. And if we do, please be on time for the services. Last May, my brother attended the one at this veteran cemetery, and we heard that the mayor was late, and it could have been a good excuse, but we heard you were running late. Well, then I went to the one in the evening or in the afternoon at 6 o'clock at Leo Peña Placita Park, and we waited till 6:20. It was super hot. Mayor Pro Tem was there and I thought, okay, I know the Mayor Pro Tem's job is to take over the mayor if the mayor is not available. There was numerous veterans in attendance. They were anxious for the ceremony to start. And it started late. And sad to say, one of the veterans who was in a wheelchair passed away a few weeks afterwards. And how sad that we're late for our veterans, but our veterans have never been late for us to protect our freedoms. And that includes me speaking up today. On a personal note, I'm glad you two attended the forums conducted by the Progress Times. You want our vote? Well, guess what? We want to hear your voice. And also, happy birthday, Mayor. I can be friendly. Thank you.
The next one, Mr.
That is all that I have that signed up, Mayor.
Let me check with the electronic to see if anybody's signed up in electronics. We have nobody in electronic. Okay, moving right along, I'll call for agenda item number 4 on presentations. Council, you have the departmental reports in your packet. Please, we have Mr. Pettis here to answer any of the questions. If you have any questions, if not, I need guidance on the report. We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second? We have a second, and this I want to open it for final discussion on any of the department reports. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Departmental reports. Item number 4 is approved 5-0 and calling for public hearing. Planning and zoning recommendation. Item number 5. Ms. Susie, you have the floor, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Item number 5 is a rezoning for the south 2.08.7 of the east half of the north 20 acres out of lot 24-10 west addition to Sherryland. This is from C1 office building to R3 multifamily residential. The applicant is Jose R. Carreras. If the council is inclined to approve this item, and adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located 400 feet south of East Griffin Parkway along the west side of Bryan Road. Surrounding zones include single-family residential to the east and west, office building to the north, and agricultural to the south. The existing land uses include residential to the east, west, and south, and office use to the north. The future land use map shows this area as lower density residential. The proposed zone does not comply with city's future land use map and surrounding land uses. The LDA designation is for large lot, single-family residential. However, an R3 is a lesser dense than the current C1. Staff did receive a petition from the residents within 200-foot radius reflecting a 41% in opposition. The concerns listed in their petition included the following: devaluation of the surrounding homes, traffic congestion on Bryan Road, lack of privacy for homeowners, unreasonable noise, trash, flooding, and change community character. Staff's recommendation based on the future land use map recommends denial. This is a public hearing. If the council is inclined to approve this item, a 4/5 vote would be required. This item is now before you.
Thank you, ma'am. This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the rezoning, please approach the podium at this time. Give your name and address for the record, and you have 2 minutes.
Name Norberto Solis, 2204 North Bryan. I want the city council to recognize everybody that is here.
Why don't
in
we
opposition.
go ahead and recognize those that are in opposition? Okay. Thank you. You got some more on, you got some more on the left side.
Good afternoon, councilmen, councilwomen, and mayor. My fiance and I moved to Mission looking for a place that would get us away from the apartment duplex townhome life. We found this wonderful home in this quiet, peaceful, friendly neighborhood right in the center of the city. Now this quiet, peaceful, friendly neighborhood of ours is being encroached on by someone that is trying to make a profit. We came together as residents and signed a petition with 41% disapproval. We did not only get the 20% needed to disapprove, we doubled our percentage. I want you to understand the other 59% comprises of 3 properties that belong to Dr. Carreras, 2 properties that belong to the city of Mission, 5 properties that belong to the Medical Plaza owners. At the end of the day, the medical plaza owners go home to their communities. They don't have to worry about what happens in our community. We, the residents, stand with a C1 due to the fact that by 5 or 6 in the afternoon and weekends, these offices will be empty, quiet, and peaceful. It will also bring needed services to the doorsteps of our home. We have taken our concerns to the Planning and Zoning Board, hoping that they would understand our concern. Now we are counting on the city council that was voted by the people of Mission to be on the side of the people of Mission. We hope that you take our concerns into consideration and do what is right.
Thank you, sir. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning, please state your name and address for the record, and you have 2 minutes, sir.
Good afternoon, council members and mayor. My name is Sergio Villasa, and I live at 2212 North Bryan Road, which is directly across the property in question. We neighbors have been meeting regarding this rezoning over 2 months, for the past 2 months, and we all share the same concerns and requests that the rezoning be denied. We're against the rezoning for the reasons listed in our petition, and because the proposed zones do not comply with the city's future land use map and the surrounding land uses. The neighbors on Bryan Road support the existing zone, which is a C1. We're very happy with the existing C1 located on the west corner of Bryan Road and Griffin Parkway. We believe a similar development of the property in question would be beneficial to the neighborhood, increase property tax values, and would also bring economic development and jobs to the city of Mission. Please do not downgrade the zone, and with the expansion of Bryan Road, we don't believe traffic would be an issue. I'd also like to point out that the applicant, Jose R. Carreras, and developer Jesse De Leon have had an all or nothing approach to this rezoning. I have copies of the Zoom meetings from the P&Z meeting in case any officials would like to review. At the March 9th, 2022 meeting, the P&Z board gave the applicant various options, such as rezoning only a portion of the land and rezoning into an R2. In the Zoom recording, you can clearly hear the developer advising the applicant only to accept R3 or leave it as commercial, and I quote, build all the buildings. On March 22nd, the neighbors met in good faith with Dr. Carreras and Jesse De Leon to come to an agreement. The neighbors offered various options, including a 55+ community, R1T or R2 zonings, and moving parking to the back of the apartments. None of our suggestions were given any serious consideration. In fact, the developer told some of us our concerns were mostly opinion-based, and this may be true. But our opinions do matter. We are taxpayers, we're involved in our community, and we're voters. We support R3 developments, but in the proper zone and in accordance with the city's future land use map. We ask that you please deny the applicant's request, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? Name and address for the record. You have 2 minutes, ma'am.
Good evening, Rosario Landero, 2012 North Bryan Road, and I'm going to speak in Spanish, it's more than English. Tenemos más de 25 años, viviendo en esta área. Crecieron nuestros hijos y para nosotros es muy, muy importante conservar esta propiedad y que tengamos esa paz y esta comunidad que hasta el día de hoy hemos tenido. Muchas de las personas que aquí estamos, hicimos ya de este pueblo que antes se decían, es una ciudad, hemos crecido. Bryan Road es una avenida muy importante para Mission, es un acceso muy importante para los hospitales, para el highway. En este momento ya estamos teniendo problemas de tráfico en esa calle precisamente y estamos preocupados por lo que puede venir después con un desarrollo tan grande que entendemos. Es una inversión importante, pero que hay áreas probablemente mejor para este desarrollo. Nosotros hemos tenido mucha paz en este vecindario, en esta comunidad, con mucho respeto. Hemos vivido por más de 25 años y para mí sería muy importante conservarla, porque de tener un tiempo como este con un desarrollo tan grande, que entendemos, que respetamos esa inversión del doctor, pero es un vecindario que es de familias. Entonces, Bryan es, además de ese acceso importante para los hospitales, para emergencias que muchas veces hemos tenido cualquiera, y pues todos tenemos un pedacito del corazón en Mission, ¿verdad? Esa es la familia, y pues me encantaría que mis nietos sigan ahí. Gracias.
Gracias. This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning, If you in favor or against this rezoning, please approach the podium at this time. I do not see anybody else approaching the podium at this time, so I'm gonna ask for, is there anybody on electronics that needs to speak on this? No? I'm gonna close this public hearing and ask for the guidance of the city council.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to uphold the staff's decision on denial of this project.
We have a motion to uphold the denial of this project and recognize the petition. Am I correct?
Yes.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this will open it for final discussion by any of the council members in case any of the council members have any questions. No
Mayor,
questions?
Can we clarify? This requires a 4/5 vote.
Yes, I was just gonna say,
You're going against planning and zoning, right? If you're going against planning and zoning's recommendations, it requires.
that's what I was gonna make. I was gonna ask for your statement. You already made it, Mr. Martinez, so, but I'm gonna have to ask for a hand vote because, this is required by the charter for us to be able to do a hand.
Mayor,
Yes.
Just to be clear, we're denying the R3.
My understanding by entertaining this motion is that the R3 is going to be denied, C1 is going to stay, and we're recognizing the petition of the residents.
Correct.
Am I correct, Mr. Martinez?
That is correct, Mayor.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're doing. Everybody's clear. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0, and it reverses the planning and zoning recommendation. And the C1 will stay. And we do not need an ordinance number. Am I
We
correct?
do not, Mayor.
So, Anna, we don't need it.
No, sir.
No ordinance number. And I will call for item number 6. This is a public hearing. Ms. De Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 6 is a rezoning for a 5.91 acre gross, 5.25 acre net tract of land, more or less being part of Lot 24-2 West Addition to Sheridan. This is from R1 Single Family Residential to R3 Multifamily. The applicant is GGC Group LLC. If the council is inclined to approve this item, and adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located 610 feet south of West Griffin Parkway along the west side of Los Hermanos Road. Surrounding zones include single-family residential to the north and west, agricultural and public to the east, and agricultural to the south. Existing land uses includes residential to the north, west, and south. To the east, we have Kenneth White Junior High, and the site is currently vacant. The future land use map shows this area as low-density residential. The proposed zone does not comply with city's future land use map nor surrounding land uses. Staff recommended denial, however, P and Z recommended approval of the R3. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. Name and address for the record, ma'am, and you have 2 minutes.
My name is Miriam Tijerina. The address is 1650 Los Hermanos Road. The property they're talking about at the moment is a old cemetery that partially was uprooted and moved to Laurel Hill, but not all the graves were removed. Several years back, I would say approximately about 25 years ago, they did remove the headstones, but the bodies or the caskets remained in ground. So we are against anybody trying to build anything there. The land used to belong to the city of Mission. Someone sold it and they have been reselling it ever since. And they've been trying to build, reconstruct.
Thank you for the history, ma'am.
That is all.
Okay, that's it. Thank you. This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the rezoning? Name and address for the record, and please approach the podium at this time, and you have 2 minutes, ma'am.
It's Esmeralda Ibarra, and I live right across the street from there. That was a cemetery. They took the tombstones out.
1978. And they just put them in a corner and the bodies are still there. Bodies are still there and they've been trying to sell it and we've been trying to fight it because there's soldiers there, there's other people. So I don't think it's fair for the bodies to be there and build houses on top of it. So that's
Thank you, ma'am.
my concern.
Thank you, ma'am. This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the rezoning? Please approach the podium at this time. I don't see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to ask for, is there anybody in electronics? Nobody in electronics? I'm going to close this public hearing and ask for the guidance of the council.
I would like to remove the two, to deny the recommendation of planning and zoning.
We have a motion on the floor to deny the recommendation of the planning and zoning.
Second.
We have a second. And this I open it for discussion by any of the council members. Again, I'm going to ask you for a vote.
Mayor, I would just like
but-
to ask a question to Ms. Susie.
But
Is there truth to that? Was there a cemetery there way back when?
I actually did the research. I checked with the museum, with the county clerks, appraisal district. We don't have anything on record. Nothing has ever reported. If there was, there's nothing registered that says it was legally a cemetery.
well,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am,
Okay.
you want to approach the podium at this time? If you have anything in like a magazine or something that may give us an idea for research purposes. Okay. Would you like to share them with the staff here? And if you want to, we can make copies in return.
There's about 15, 20 years ago, my husband bought it and he said to look back in the old maps, and the cemetery is still there. They never removed the bodies in 78. I've been living there since 78 and all they did was take off the tombstone, uprooted the trees and left the land there.
And you mentioned that it used to belong to the city of Mission.
Yes,
You know,
it's in the library.
Okay, we'll.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the information, ma'am. Anything else, anything out there that we need to know? I know I closed the public hearing, but it's chairman discretionary to allow this information to come into our record so we can be able to do a due diligence. We already have a motion on the floor and a second, and is the no final discussion? All those in favor of denying the planning and zoning recommendation, please raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. The motion carries 5-0, and it's the planning and zoning recommendation is denied. So we're moving to item number 7. This is a public hearing. Ms. De Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 7 is a rezoning for a 0.521 acre tract of land out of a 2.52 acre tract of land being a portion of Lot D, BL Miller's re-subdivision of lots 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 out of Block 4 Mission Grove Estates. This is from AOI Agricultural Open Interim to C3 General Business. The applicant is Jose Gilberto Maldonado Jr. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located 1,066 feet west of Inspiration Road along the north side of Griffin Parkway. Surrounding zones include agricultural to the north and west, general business to the east. Existing land use include its apartments to the east and it's vacant to the northwest. And the site is currently vacant. To the south, we have commercial. The future land use map shows this area as general commercial. The proposed zone does comply with city's future land use map and surrounding land uses. P and Z and staff recommended approval. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning, please approach the podium at this time. I don't see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm gonna ask for electronics to see if anybody's in the. We don't have anybody. I'm gonna close this public hearing and ask for the guidance of the council. We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second? We have a second. Final discussion by the council on this item. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 7 is approved 5-0. Ordinance number for the record is 5161. 5161. Calling for item number 8, Ms. Beluna, you have the floor.
Item number 8 is a conditional use permit. This is for a drive-through service window for Starbucks Coffee Shop at 307 East Expressway 83. This would be Lot 60, El Pueblo subdivision, Phase 1. It's currently zoned general commercial, and the applicant is Logan Atwood. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located between Conway Avenue and Mayberry Road along the north side of Expressway 83. The applicant has leased a 2,395 square foot commercial building and is proposing a Starbucks coffee shop with drive-through service window. Access to the site is off of Frontage Road via a 24-foot driveway east of Pizza Hut and a 24-foot driveway on the west side of the property. A 19 feet driveway off of the access easement would lead traffic into the drive-through lane and wrap around the building to exit southward via another 18-foot driveway exiting out back to the access easement. There is enough room for stacking up to 8 vehicles. The days and hours of operation would be 7 days a week. The hours they're proposing is 5 a.m. to 12 a.m. and some days 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. They're proposing 18 to 25 employees in different shifts. For parking, there's a total of, the requirement is 21 parking spaces. They're proposing 27, exceeding code by 6. Landscaping and lighting requirements are being met. However, they would need to be maintained. PNC and staff recommended approval for a 1-year reevaluation to assess this new operation, compliance with building fire sign codes, resurface and restripe parking lot, installation of a speed bump and stop sign as you exit the driveway, CUP not transferable to others, and to obtain a business license. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit, please approach the podium at this time. I don't see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm gonna ask for electronic. Do we have anybody in electronics?
I have someone that raised their hand.
Okay,
Hello, I just wanted to state that my name is Bailey and I work with Logan and Kaylee. I'm here on behalf of the Cara Ventures who will be doing the redevelopment. I'm here to answer any questions you may have concerning the CUP for our drive-through window for our proposed Starbucks coffee shop.
give your name and address, ma'am.
My name is Bailey Slump. I work with the developer.
Your address,
2900 Wingate Street, Fort Worth, Texas, 76107.
thank you. And then for clarification, you are in favor of the conditional use permit, am I correct?
Yes, sir. I was just here to answer any questions you may have.
Do we- Anybody else? Do we have electronic? No. We don't have anybody else. I'm going to close this public hearing and ask for guidance from the council.
I want to approve, but I have a question. How would we only want to do a 1 year?
Before I accept you, go ahead and ask the question. Why 1 year?
Normally on any conditional use permit, the first time we go 1 year, the second year we go life of use.
I thought we had discussed previously that if it's a corporation, like I believe we have rented for life with use, like if there's a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A or something, wouldn't they fall within that category?
Yes, they would.
So make your motion.
We can definitely change it for life
I
of
would not
use.
mind making a recommendation for approval for a life of use for the drive-through window.
But not transferable.
They're not
Not
transferable.
Yes.
Yeah, it's only
Okay,
for that.
not
particular-
transferable. Okay, I entertain your motion and do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. This open it for discussion by any of the council members? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Conditional use permit, item number 8 is approved 5-0 with the condition that it's going to be for life when not transferable. And for the record, it'll be ordinance 5162. 5162 for the record. And call for item number 9. Mr. Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 9 is a preliminary and final replat approval for lots 8A, 8B, and 9A Smith subdivision. This is a tract of land containing 0.69 acres of land being all of lots 8 and 9 Smith subdivision. They're currently zoned R1A, large lot, single family. The developer is Seth B. Duffy Jr., and the engineer is Javier Hinojosa Engineering. The replat of the 3-lot subdivision, what they're proposed is along the west side of Wildwood Drive, approximately 350 feet north of Schooling. The developer is proposing a 3-lot subdivision. They're complying with city water, city sewer. Staff recommended approval, subject to payment of capital sewer recovery fees, park fees, and compliance with all other typical format findings. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the preliminary and final replat approval? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I do not see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to ask, is there anybody in electronics? Anybody from the public in electronics? We don't see anybody. Then I'm going to close this public hearing and ask for guidance for item number 9 from the council. We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open up for discussion by any of the council members. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 9 is approved 5-0, and this one does not require an ordinance number. Am I correct?
That is correct.
So I'll call for item number 10 as a public hearing. Mr. Danny Silva, you have the floor, sir.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. Happy birthday, Mayor.
How are you?
Okay. Item number 10 is a public hearing related to the issuance of one or more series of revenue bonds in an aggregated principal amount not to exceed $66 million. We have Mr. Lee McCormick on the call, just in the case that we have any questions.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this item? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time and I do not, there for a minute, I thought Mr. Benson was coming up. I don't see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to ask if there's anybody in electronic. You don't see anybody, Charlie? No, I'm going to close this public hearing and we really don't need a motion. Am I correct?
That's correct.
That's correct. We don't need a motion. The public hearing has been conducted, Mr. Silva. Thank you. For item number 10. Moving right along, I'm going to move to consent agenda. All consent agenda items are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member requests an item to be removed and considered separately. The city council may take various actions, including but not limited to rescheduling an item in its entirety for the future date or time. The city council may elect to go into executive session or any item on any item, whether or not such item is posted as an executive session item at any time during the meeting when authorized by the provisions of the Open Meetings Act. Consent agenda item 11, consent agenda item 12, consent agenda item 13 that has resolution number 1717, consent agenda item number 14, consent agenda item number 15, consent agenda item number 16, consent agenda item 17, and consent agenda item 18 that has resolution number 1771, and consent agenda item 19 and consent agenda item 20. What is the wishes of the council? Okay, you want to pull number 14? Okay. Any others from the council?
There's no others. I would like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda items with the exception of number 14.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second? We have a second. Any final item on that was pulled by any of the council members? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Consent agenda item 11, 12, 13 with resolution 17, 17, 15, 16, 17, 18 with resolution 1771, 19, 20 are approved by 5-0, and I'm calling for item number 14. Mr. Plata, you have the floor.
Yeah, what is Mission Social and Support Center?
It's 115 South Mayberry.
Yes, sir. It's the building where currently the food pantry is at, and also it's the social center on Mayberry and First Street, next to CWV Park and CWV Gymnasium from the Boys and Girls Club. That's currently where they're at right now, and it's a lease for the nonprofit that's currently there right now.
So are we using that for social events?
No, we're using it for the food pantry, but it's being run by a nonprofit, so the lease is up and we're just renewing the lease.
I have a question about the lease.
Let's finish.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Just hold your thoughts.
Sure.
And the nonprofit is the Mission Food Pantry?
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Are all your questions answered?
Yes, yes, thank you.
You satisfied?
Yes, sir, thank
Okay.
you.
Ms. Garza, you have it.
Yes, so my question is, because this is really, it's just a kind of like a donation of the area. My understanding was that it didn't include the whole area though. Is that correct? So I'm
That's correct.
concerned about the square footage of the lease. Do we have that somewhere? Because you can have multiple tenants in one building.
Correct.
So my,
I don't think that's the intent. I think the intent, and I don't know, Ms. Ortega, you want to approach the podium at this time and address the question, please? Because I think the intent is that you're using the full facility. Am I correct?
And it's, I buy the liability insurance for the whole building, including the cooler that I have leasing from the housing authority.
okay.
It's all included, the whole building.
What, I'm just curious, because that's when, maybe a few years back, there was the food pantry, then there was that other area that was rentable. So that's my question. When did it convert to
In
the whole building?
2019, it went, 2019,
Yes.
2016 was only one building, one section of the building.
Okay.
2019, I've grown so much that I needed the whole building.
Yes. and
Okay.
especially
I'm using
when
the
we started
kitchen.
Having the COVID-19, that we needed more food and more space and so forth.
We
So
have,
we expanded. Am I correct, Mayor?
yes, and it's been used.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to be clear. And does that reflect in the lease?
It does. There is another building, the old Head Start, that's not usable right now, but. yeah.
Okay,
But that's not included in the list.
Right, no, it's not included.
Okay.
okay,
Not an agenda.
all right, thank you.
Any other questions for me? I
Did you
think,
answer the question, Mr. Martinez, her question about, is it included on?
It is not included in the lease.
Not that one that you discussed, the other one. then,
Right.
question.
Yes, correct.
That's correct. It's just the one building that Ms. Ortega occupies.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Any other questions?
and I do give you a monthly report. We've served a lot of families. Right now, we've served since 2019 to now, 66 homeless. We have veterans, we serve about 20. We have 88 elderly. We have a program through CDBG that we deliver some and some they want to come pick up. And then we have 48 with CV COVID. I had that grant also.
Good, that's good information. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the wishes of the council?
Mayor, I move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second? Second, any final questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 14 is approved 5-0, and I'm calling for approvals and authorizations. Item number 21, Mr. Grande, Administrator, you have the floor.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Item number 21 is seeking authorization to accept a grant award for the Animal Welfare Organization's Performing Sheltering and Adoptions Program with Petco Love. On April 6th, the Mission Health Department was awarded a $25,000 grant award for the AWO grant opportunity with Petco Love. The funding will be used for various animal life-saving purposes such as providing no-cost programs to community pets for spay, neuter, and vaccinations. The partnership will further allow the department to continue its expansion of the kennel intake area to better support the well-being of animals in our care. This grant does not require a local match. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I move to approve.
We have a
Second.
motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All
you
those in favor say aye.
Thank you.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 21 is approved 5-0. And calling for item number 22. Chief Dominguez, you have the floor, sir.
Mayor, City Council, item number 22 is authorization to purchase servers for body worn camera program via buy board contract 648-21. The Mission Police Department is requesting authorization to purchase body camera servers to replace servers that are at the end of life. The total purchase price via buy board contract is $25,740. The grant from the Office of the Gun will cover $15,044.38 of the purchase. The difference of $10,695.62 will be paid to the Police Department Federal Drug Forfeiture Account. Police departments are required under state law to retain video and audio recordings for officer body worn cameras for a period of 90 days. Staff and city manager recommend approval for this item.
I will move for approval.
We have a
Second.
motion on the floor and a second to approve item number 22 and open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 22, Chief, is approved 5-0. And calling for item number 23. Chief, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 23 is authorization to purchase 60 Sierra MG95 wireless modems and servers for the Mission Police Department mobile field reporting system via National Cooperative Purchasing Alliance Contract 01-97. The Mission Police Department is requesting authorization to purchase these 60 Sierra wireless modems and the servers. The total purchase price via the NCPA contract is $258,981.89. The purchase includes shipping, installation, technical service, and a 3-year warranty. Staff and city manager recommend approval for this purchase.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item number 23. And this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 23 is approved 5-0, Chief. And calling for item number 24. Mr. Lerma, you have the floor, sir.
Mayor, City Council, Mr. Perez, good afternoon. On item number 24, I come before you for approval to amend the City of Mission local civil service rules based on the action that was taken on April 11th to approve the meet and confer agreement with the Fire Association. Our local rules will change to correspond with Chapter 143 and to correspond with the meet and confer agreement. The local rules that we're changing, or the reflection, will be Chapter 4 on applicants and applications, 4.03 minimum qualifications age for the fire department. Section 1 will state at least 18 years of age and not have reached his or hers 41st birthday on the date of the written examination. That change, it went, state law says 36 with a meet and confer agreement. We moved it up to not to be 41 or older on the date of the exam. And then the discretion to the department head will read Section 2. The department head will have discretion in accordance to Chapter 143 in selecting the qualified applicant to fulfill the department needs. Preference may be given to those who hold the certification as an EMT, AEMT, or paramedic by the Texas Department of State Health Services. The Civil Service Commission met and approved to amend the local rules on April 22nd of 2022. So at this time, we are requesting approval to approve the amendment so we can reflect our local rules to abide by the meet and confer agreement.
Mayor, I make a motion for approval, but I have a question for Mr. Lerma.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, open it for the questions. Ms. Ortega, you have the floor.
What's the A mean for EMT?
The what, ma'am?
Advanced EMT or what?
Advanced.
Okay. So that means they get
And that
more-
preference, because we're going to a fire-based paramedic department, it'll give the department head, Chief Sanchez, preference to those individuals that test and are not firefighters, but are EMT or AEMT or paramedics. Those individuals will have preference to get hired. And of course, with a meet and confer agreement, they'll have their 18-month to get their certification to become duly certified as paramedics and firefighters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have another quick question.
Go ahead, ma'am.
In that 18-month period, is there a probationary period?
Is there what now?
A probationary period?
It's 18 months. They'll have vice versa. In other words, if we hire a paramedic, Ms. Garza, and they're not a firefighter, they'll have 18 months to become a firefighter.
But during that, it's called the probationary period
The
for
whole
employment.
Yes,
The whole 18 months is the
Yes, ma'am.
probationary period?
until they complete their certification. In other words,
Or
we're
does
giving
it-
them,
Or once they complete their certification, they have another year of probation.
no, their 18 month will go certification. Now, to get civil service protection, they have to be employed 1 year. And once they complete the 1 year of employment, they get civil service protection. But
Oh,
under meet and confer, those individuals that get hired have 18 months
yes.
to complete their certification to become duly certified. Vice versa for an EMT, they must become a firefighter, or we hire a firefighter, they have 18 months to complete their certification to become a paramedic, an EMT, or a EMT.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 24 is approved 5-0. And I'm calling for item number 25. Ms. Munguia, you have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Item number 25 is the authorization to execute second one-year renewal option for third-party administrator. In 2020, the City of Mission entered into a contractual agreement with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas for third-party administrator, PPO network, and pharmacy benefit management. The terms for this contract were for 1 year with 2 one-year renewals. For this final renewal, there will be a credit of $1.32 in the administrative fee, which means currently we're paying about $5,700 a year. This credit will save us about $10,000. We are seeking authorization to execute second one-year renewal option with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas. This agreement will extend the contract from October 1st of 2022 through September 30th of 2023. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this is open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 25 is approved 5-0. Calling for item number 26. Ms. Munguia, you have the floor.
Thank you. Item number 26 is authorization to execute second one-year renewal option for agent of record. In 2020, the City of Mission entered into a contractual agreement with Pete Jaramillo Insurance for agent of record services. The terms for this contract were for 1 year with 2 one-year renewal options. There will be a 2-cent increase in the administrative fee. We are seeking authorization to execute second one-year renewal. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second, and this is open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 26 for the record is approved 4-0 because I have to abstain because Mr. Jaramillo has my private contract, so I can need to abstain from that, from 26. So whatever I need to do, Mr. Carrillo. I need to abstain from item number.
You're going to abstain from that one.
Yes, ma'am. Item number 27, Ms. Munguia, you have the floor.
Thank you. Item number 27 is authorization to execute first one-year renewal option for voluntary vision insurance. In 2021, the City of Mission entered into a contractual agreement with Observances for voluntary vision insurance. The terms for this contract were for 1 year with 2 one-year renewal options. We are seeking authorization to execute the first one-year renewal option with no increase in rates. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and I open it for discussion by any of the council members. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 27 is approved 5-0. Calling for item number 28. Ms. Munguia, you have the floor.
Thank you. Item number 28 is authorization to execute first one-year renewal option for group life insurance, voluntary life insurance, and voluntary long-term disability. In 2021, the City of Mission entered into a contractual agreement with Lincoln National Life Insurance Company for group life, voluntary life insurance, and voluntary long-term disability. The terms for this contract were for 1 year with 2 one-year renewal options. We are seeking authorization to execute the first 1-year renewal option with no increase in rates. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move to approve.
We have a
Second.
motion to approve item number 28. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 28 is approved 5-0. Calling for item number 29. Ms. Mejia, you have the floor.
Thank you. Item number 29 is authorization to execute first 1-year renewal option for employees for the Employee Assistance Program. In 2021, the City of Mission entered into a contractual agreement with Deer Oaks EAP Services for our Employee Assistance Program. The terms for this contract were for 1 year with 2 one-year renewal options. We are seeking authorization to execute our first 1-year renewal option with no increase in rates. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor to approve item number 29. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 29 is approved by 5-0 vote, and calling for item number 30.
Thank you.
Ramos, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council, Mr. Perez. Item number 30, authorization to purchase irrigation system for the Veteran Cemetery from Noble, Texas Builder via by board contract 581-19. Staff recommended to purchase from Noble, Texas Builder via by board 581-19 in the amount of $214,467, including the base quotes and alternate number 2. The irrigation system hasn't been updated since its original installation in 2006. Upon discussion with the Veteran Land Board regarding the extent of the project and its cost, the Veteran Land Board is supporting and approving the proposal. The staff and city managers recommending approval.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. I open it for discussion.
Yeah, the 214,000 is reimbursable, right?
That is money coming from the
Yes.
Veteran Land Board. Yes, ma'am.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 30 is approved 5-0, and I'm calling for item number 31. Ms. Ledwan. You have the floor.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Item number 31 is authorization to renew service agreement with Siddons Martin Emergency Group. This particular group is where we purchase the parts and do the major repairs for the fire department's apparatuses and special equipment. The extension of this contract would be from April 9th, 2022 through April 8th, 2023. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move for approval.
We have a motion and a second to approve item number 31, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 31 is approved 5-0, and calling for item number 32.
Thank you.
Bocanegra, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council. Item number 32, authorization to purchase Vector Ramjet 4018-375 trailer from Kinlock Equipment and Supply Incorporated via Sourcewell contract number 10221-VTR. Equipment will be used to clear sewer blockages as well as regular preventative line maintenance. The purchase cost is $66,203.75. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor to approve item number 32. Do I hear a second? We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 32 is approved 5-0, and calling for item number 33. Mr. Bocanegra, you have the floor.
Thank you. Item number 33, authorization to purchase Bobcat compact excavator from Clark Equipment Company, doing business as Bobcat Company via Texas Bible Construction Equipment, number 597-19. The City Mission Public Works Department is purchasing equipment to replace existing excavator that was purchased in 2008 and is no longer operable. The equipment is utilized for water line and sewer line maintenance and repairs throughout the City of Mission. The purchase cost is $49,967.06. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I move to approve. I just got a question.
We'll have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second? Second. We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. Mr. Plata, you have the floor.
Do you have these two items in the budget or not?
Yes, sir. We're on budget.
Do you know how much we have on the budget for each item?
The budget, give me a quick second. The current budget balance is $356,071.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Any other question?
Thank you for being prepared.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other question? Come. Call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 33 is approved 5-0, and calling for item number 34. Mr. Canegra, you have the floor.
Thank you. Item number 34 is an authorization to award a bid for manhole rehabilitation project. The city mission has accepted and opened 2 bid responses for manhole rehabilitation project for the streets and drainage department. Recommendation is to award bid to Brush Countries Construction, who is the lowest responsible bidder, meeting all specifications. The total cost is $227,000. $227,500. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second? We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 34 is approved 5-0. Calling for item number 35. Mr. Perez, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Item 35 is the confirmation appointment by city manager under Civil Service Law, Section 143.013A1 of Police Chief. Confirmation is being requested on the appointment by city manager of Police Chief Cesar Torres to be effective on May 1st, 2022, as required by Section 143.013A1 of the Texas Local Government Code, in order to confer upon the chief of police all statutory authority contained in the civil service statute with regards to the employment actions. Section 143.013, Section A1 requires not only appointment by the city manager, but also confirmation by the city council. As the mayor and the council are aware, Chief Dominguez will be retiring April 30th of this year, and therefore to not have, we're appointing the current the chief to be effective May 1st or midnight after the April 30th, to not have a gap in civil service and to have an active chief. We will be coordinating a swearing-in ceremony on May the 2nd for Chief Torres. At that point, at this time, I'm requesting approval of the appointment.
I move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the confirmation of appointment by city manager for the
Second.
police chief. We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Confirmation. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Mayor and City Council, thank you very much. I'm excited. I can't wait to get started. We're going to lead this agency to an area that we've never seen before. So I'm excited for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Calling for item number 36, Mr. Perez, you have the floor.
No additional modifications of COVID-19, sir.
Now move into routine matters. Do you have the city manager's comment?
Yes, sir. We have a couple of announcements. So this morning, we had a pinning ceremony for 2 new sergeants that were promoted within the department, and then also 5 new officers to our police force that were officially went through their probationary period and also became officers that will be patrolling our streets. So 5 new officers this morning. Also, I'd like to thank staff for the roundup that was organized this weekend. It was a very successful event. We had a lot of positive feedback regarding it. And then also we partnered up with the New Neighbor Fair, which provided a lot of information for our public regarding home buying. And also we did have our Affordable Homes of South Texas be there, as well as they're proposing a large development here in our city. And so that was very beneficial to our community. Also, we do have, I do want to, like the chief mentioned earlier, I do want to invite the public and the mayor and the council for the National Crime Victims event happening Wednesday, April 27th at the Mission Police Department at 6 p.m. And that's this Wednesday. Also, I do want to invite the mayor and the council and the public for the National Day of Prayer service, which we are coordinating for May the 3rd, 2022. And that is, we're praying for world peace and as for our community and our state and our nation. And so invite everyone for that event. Also, one last thing, I do want to take this time to thank Chief Dominguez. This is his last city council meeting before he retires. And so I do want to thank him for his service. And of course, he does have this next week or this week to complete. But do want to thank him for 35 years of service. Appreciate every time and dedication that you've been here for the City of Mission and the City of Mission Police Department. So thank you, Chief. That's why I asked.
Any
That's fine.
final words, Chief?
Chief, can you come to the podium, please? Because I want for the public to see you on Facebook, and I want from the office of the mayor, give you a thank you for your service. And then I'm going to ask every single council person, give you a last remark. And we'll start with the mayor pro tem, Ms. Ortega.
No comments. Oh, for Chief? Oh, we've had our discussions. Thank you, Chief, for the many years of service. I'll miss you.
Thank you.
But I know that you and your wife hopefully will be traveling all the places and you can come back and tell us about it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Love it.
Thank you, Chief, for all your years of service, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Dutton.
Appreciate it.
Chief, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. My family appreciates you. I appreciate you. We will continue to appreciate you. And please know that you always have a home in Mission.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Rivera.
Chief, just thank you for your service and always being available to everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Chief, last words.
Well, first and foremost, thank you all. I knew that this day would come. It's been a beautiful journey. And I thank all of you for always supporting me. You know, and I thank especially the citizens of this great community. You know, as young employees, we don't realize that paycheck that we get every 2 weeks, where it comes from. I always knew where it came from, the citizens of this community. And I thank them. That's why I have a beautiful home. I have beautiful children. I have 2 beautiful children that have college degrees now. Hopefully they'll leave the house soon. You know, and all that I have, my wife and I have worked hard, but at the same time, it would be possible without the citizens of this great community. And like I said, I've loved the journey that I've had here at the City of Mission. You know, from my first day with riding with Leo Longoria, never forget that day. And even to his last day as the chief of police, and continues to be a great friend. And obviously I leave a lot of good friends behind, but never forgotten. You know, one of the things that you learn to appreciate, especially in this position, is just the working relationship with everybody in the community. From my fellow directors here today, the community itself, our law enforcement partners, you know, it's always a great working relationship, and it's grown over the years. I think I leave a very structured department. I worked hard at it, especially this last 9 years as the chief of police. And I ask you to take care of my 214 kids across the street. Beautiful people. We've made some mistakes along the way, but one of the things is that we learn from our mistakes. And again, on behalf of my family and I, thank you. Thank you for all that you've done for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, calling for the mayor's comment. I do want to echo Mr. Pettis's comments about Saturday, about the roundup that we had. It was very informative. It was very well attended by our people. It was very educational. And I do want to let the public know that one of the booths that was there was from the Texas General Land Office. And then what they were publicizing there, that something that maybe you don't know, but there is a 2018 and a 2019 flood grant for homeowners for the city of Mission that is available, up to $50,000 reimbursable of any damages that FEMA or your insurance didn't cover. So if FEMA and your insurance didn't cover you, or you didn't apply for FEMA, or you didn't apply for the insurance either, but you did your repairs, that the application is open for you to apply, both on the 2018 flood and the 2019 flood. And the reason why I'm pushing it, number one, is because a lot of you all citizens have told me that the city of Mission doesn't insure us, that FEMA didn't want, or FEMA told me no, why can't the city of Mission help us out, So now we brought this to the valley, and if the funds are not used by September, they're going to be moved to other regions of the state. So we don't want that to happen, not to apply if you don't qualify, but if you qualify, if you have the recovery or the disaster claims, use it. Again, it's up to $50,000, the grant. If you don't want to go to the Texas General Land Office, are we putting it in our website?
We can if we don't have it currently, but yes, we can easily do that. Yes.
Yes, and I want to highlight Joanna Longoria Community Development Block Grant and the media people out there, because and all the city staff that worked Saturday tremendously. We had people coming in and people out, at different times, but there were a lot of people out there. And the car show was beautiful also. That was a great thing to have out there also. And we're coming up with music at the park on Friday also. I think it's going to be our 4th event, coming up. Mr. Benson, when is that going to happen? The following Friday is going to open. I'd like to promote that from. I've been to all 3 of them, and I don't know if I've been on time or not for all 3 of them. But I know the second time it was extremely cold, but I still listened to the talent there at the audience, because these are our children from our city, based on our talent that's being developed in Mission, and it's being performed at that time. And also we could help our vendors, because we have consistent vendors that have been there. And the last time, the third time that I went, I noticed that there were more vendors, and like the Stovel Steakhouse came out from Conway. Also, we do have a steakhouse in Mission now. So things are that. So we need to make sure that we allow our children to be able to have an audience out there, so they can play with their heart out. As far as that is concerned. Want to also recognize the Mission Boys and Girls Club, who had their ski shoot this weekend. Also, they put in a hard work, but the profit that is made is brought back to the Mission Boys and Girls Club, and it's rerouted to our children in Mission also. I want to kudos to that also, as far as that is concerned. Without further ado, call the Mayor Pro Tem. You have any comments?
I hope everybody has a blessed and safe week and be kind to one another. Plata, especially you. Go ahead.
I just want to thank Ida for doing a good job on working with the Mission Ministerial Alliance. We're getting ready to have our prayer for peace in Ukraine, mission in the whole country. They decided to do a monetary, they will be picking up donations. The money will be used to send some Bibles to Ukraine. And maybe every year, we had a good response from ministers that came. And maybe every year they can pick a different non-for-profit to their fuel. And we're going to emphasize, and we hope that we take the lead in the whole county and not having, this is not once again a political event. I know it's the last day of early voting. We would love to encourage all the candidates to come. You'll be wearing a shirt, you can put something over it and come and join us. God bless you.
Amen.
Ms. Garza?
No comments, sir. Thank you.
Ruela?
Just happy birthday to you, Mayor. That's it.
Thank you.
Happy 15th birthday.
Yes. Thank you. No other comments by any other council members? I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session pursuant to VTCA Government Code Section 551.001. Do I hear a motion?
Also move.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Second.
I recognize the motion to reconvene in a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0 for the reconvene. I'm calling the executive session item.
Yes, sir, Mayor. In regards to the update on the energy savings contract, we spoke to outside legal counsel, and the council here conferred and has come to a consensus that the next step is to file a motion to stay the arbitration demand by PSI.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any final discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. All for
I make a
Adjournment?
motion to adjourn.
we have a motion to adjourn a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. 5-0. We are adjourned.